Hello, Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. Drafting Murders at Karlov Manor Premier Draft today. And holy cow, we're diving right into pack one, pick one, because we got a good one. We've got Shock and Makeshift Binding, which I think are two of the top three commons in the set. There's also Sharp-Eyed Rookie and Vanifar here. Both of these are kind of insane. Vanifar, geez, this is really tough. I think Sharp-Eyed Rookie and Vanifar are both better than Shock and Makeshift Binding. We're going to be passing a lot of goodies here. I've been telling myself, in fact, right before I started recording today, I thought, I really hope I open a card that can lead me down a path other than white or red aggro. And Vanifar is very splashable. And I think green-blue is a deck I want to give a little bit more of a try. So I'm going to take Vanifar, and honestly, that was a really tough pack to figure out what to do with there between Rookie and Vanifar. I think if I were at like the Pro Tour or something, which happened, when is this dropping? Which happened last weekend, probably would have taken either Makeshift Binding or Sharp-Eyed Rookie, but I do want to try this card out. It seems fun. It's a mythic. We're going to give it a shot here. What can we follow it up with? Well, unfortunately, nothing great. There's Extracted Confession. There's Sudden Setback. I think I have thought this has been a little bit too clunky and expensive. Covert Ambusher, probably not. I don't really like Get a Leg Up. Vengeful Creeper, I mean, maybe Vengeful Creeper's fine. I don't think this is great, though. But the thing is, everything in this whole pack is really just not good. There's a lot of green. Extracted Confession, I think, is the best card there. I maybe could have taken it. Oh, come on, then you're going to give me a third pick Novice Inspector? Why do you got to do this to me? I mean, I try to get some different decks for you guys here on the channel. But if you're going to give me a third pick Novice Inspector, what am I going to take? Unauthorized Exit over that? I can't do that. That just doesn't make sense. That's crazy talk. So, guess we're taking Novice Inspector and seeing where this goes. I do like Greenbelt Radical. That is a card I have won with and lost against before. It's a 4-mana 4/4 that can turn up to give you kind of an overrun effect. I think that's fine. A Slime Against Humanity. Vanifar, notably, is an ooze. And Slime Against Humanity counts oozes. We're still not doing that. So we're going to go ahead and take Greenbelt Radical here. And, yeah, green and white are already kind of cut, but there is some blue. So which one is this one? Creature gets +2/+2 if it's a detective you control. Otherwise, base power, toughness 1/1. I don't think that's better than Deduce. I'm going to go ahead and take my first Deduce here. Don't care about Rakish Scoundrel or Wrench or really much of this other stuff. So let's go ahead and take the Deduce. And here you go. Now we've got Surveillance Monitor, which is, you know, one of the fun blue-green collect evidence build-arounds. 4-mana, 3/3 ETBs, collect evidence 4. And whenever you collect evidence, you create a 1/1. Thopter, notably, with flying. So we're going to go ahead and take that here. And Rubble Belt Maverick is exactly what decks like this are looking for. It surveils cards into the yard. It leaves the graveyard itself. If we can find cards like Chalk Outline, that would actually go pretty well in this deck with cards like Maverick and Gravestone Strider. This is a deck I haven't drafted yet so far, and I'm hoping we can make it work today. Looks like the Novice Inspector truly was a little bit of a red herring. Not literally red herring, as that card is in this set, but red herring, you know what I mean, and that white is not super open. I don't think this is going to be an Agency Outfitter deck. It could be a Fanatical Strength deck, but I'm going to go ahead and take Dramatic Accusation. Puts itself in the graveyard. Blue-green struggles with interaction a little bit. And Accusation is fine. Okay, we can take... They went this way now. A little bit of ramp. So we're just going to have to make sure that we can compete against the cheap Boros aggressive decks, as that is what, you know, we run up against a lot. And look, our archetype does look to be open, and Bubble Smuggler is a card that can trade off for a 2-drop, and maybe that's what we need. So I'm going to take that here. I'm looking to build a lot more of like a late game value, collect evidence, chalk outline, surveillance monitor kind of deck with this start here. But you know, Gravestone Striders would be outstanding. If we can get the chalk outline, it would be great. And the reason that is because chalk outline is a 4-mana enchantment that gives you a 2/2 and I believe investigates whenever a creature card leaves your graveyard. Well, Gravestone Strider exiles itself from your graveyard for 2 mana and can also target another card to be exiled from either graveyard, including your own, which would trigger Chalk Outline twice, and it's a 1/3, which blocks many of the cheaper creatures in the format and holds down the fort against Boros well enough early on. We haven't seen one yet. We'll see what we can find in pack 2 and 3 here. I do like having the Maverick. Bubble Smuggler is... neither of these matter. It's going to be fine. And we've already got a little bit of fixing and they went this way. If we can get something like an Escape Tunnel. I think it's called Escape Tunnel. Ooh, Exit. That's actually not a bad pickup here. Wow. Well, I mean, if one Vanifar was good, is 2 going to be good? I guess. What else could we take? We could take a Meticulous Archive Surveil Land, which would be good for us. We could take Crowd Control Warden, Crocodile, Insidious Roots on the splash. But let's take a second Vanifar, I suppose. Hate to be passing Lightning Helix. This is why Boros is so good. You just get all of the best cards. It's insane. But don't mind picking up another Rebel Belt Maverick. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We are hoping that some of the blue-green payoffs are opened in this draft to really make this work. We're kind of relying on Vanifar and Surveillance Monitor right now, but we still have over half the draft left to find, you know, Evidence Collector, Topiary Panthers, you know, things along that line. Gravestone Striders, Chalk Outlines. That's what I'm hoping to find with this deck here. Vitu-Ghazi Inspector. Oh, there's the Gravestone Strider. If I had Chalk Outline already, I would take the Strider here. But because we don't, I'm going to go ahead and take the Inspector, because this can gain some life, it does collect evidence, it's an early roadblock for your opponent's creatures. So we're going to go ahead and take that here. Would like some, you know, some self-mill. Things like Flotsam and Jetsam might be pretty good in this deck, because you can self-mill and investigate on the first mode. Some more Deduces, some Reasonable Doubts would be pretty good. All of which we're not seeing. Pick 4 Novice Inspector. You know, we probably could have forced our way into Boros today, but that is a boring draft to watch here under week 4 or week 3 or whatever week it is. So I might take the Gravestone Strider over Crocodile and Smuggler here in the hopes that I get a Chalk Outline or something here soon. Could also wheel that Insidious Roots, which would make this maybe playable. It can splash the Insidious Roots, and it can remove it from our graveyard twice to give us 2 plants and 2 counters. And yeah, blue-green for the first time in about a year and a half is not the worst performing archetype in the entire set. So we're going to see how well we can do with it here. Gosh. Another Novice Inspector. Okay, we got Projector Inspector with 4 detectives already. It does loot things into our graveyard. There is Audience with Tristani, and interestingly, this might be one of the better decks for that. But we would need Insidious Roots first, and I don't want to take this thinking I'm going to wheel the Insidious Roots. I'd rather just take the Projector Inspector and go from there. Okay, got some good options here. I don't think I need a third Maverick. I will take a first out cold, though. A nice little tempo against those aggressive Boros decks here. And I think our archetype is open. Again, we just kind of have to hope that we get past and opened the goodies. As I mentioned, Reasonable Doubt is great with the deuce, and it is great with Unauthorized Exit, because you can hold up any one of these three things, and if they choose to not play around one of them, you just get them with the other one. Okay, got some options here. I don't think this is a Fanatical Strength deck. It could be a Crime Stopper Sprite deck, but that's much more of like a tempo aggro card. I think I'm actually just going to take Jaded Analyst and trade it for anything. Nice little 2-drop. Goes well in the curve. We are figuring out a way to hold down the fort against aggro, which you have to be able to do in this format. If you can't, if you think you have a bad matchup against Boros, it's not going to go well for you in the games, unfortunately. And the Insidious Roots did wheel. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it for the upside here. And yeah, maybe we play it if we get the fixing and we get the combos with it. As of right now, I'm not going to play it, but there's a way that pack 3 could lead us to play the Roots, which would be interesting. 2 cards from a single graveyard. Gains 2 life, draws a card. That could actually be pretty good for us, too. Another Bubble Smuggler. And Interrogators. What can we open in pack 3? Okay, got a couple of options. We've got Out Cold, Tunnel Tipster. And that's pretty much all I'm considering here. So do I want another Out Cold, or do I want... Tunnel Tipster doesn't fix, but it does ramp. This is close. I think I might take my first Tunnel Tipster over my second Out Cold. That's definitely very close. I'm not sold either way on that. I could be convinced otherwise, but go ahead and take the Tunnel Tipster there. Now we've got Coerced to Kill on the splash. This card is pretty good. Eliminate the Impossible. Bite Down on Crime, Topiary Panther. Panther goes very well with things like Vitu-Ghazi Inspector. Now that I look at it, we don't have a ton of ways to actually collect evidence in this deck. So do I need something like Bite Down on Crime or Crime Stopper Sprite? I like a lot of these cards here. I think I'm actually going to take the Bite Down on Crime. I think we need a couple more ways to interact with the graveyard. Or to collect evidence, I mean. Alright, how many disguised creatures do we have? One. Oh, but this also is face down creatures, which works with double Vanifar. Can we splash Yaris? Or would we rather just have like a Glint Weaver? Glint Weaver is very good. I think I might just take Glint Weaver. Oh, that's really close. If this were blue-green, I would take it in a heartbeat, but I don't know if I want to try to splash that. Now we get the mana to splash it in the next pick. Of course we do. That's okay. Furtive Courier is much more aggressive. Don't think we need that. I don't think I need a Crocodile. I don't think this is a Living Conundrum deck. I've seen a Living Conundrum go around the table in almost every draft I've done of this format, and I don't know what deck can, like, use that very well. I'll take another Inspector. We're not seeing Chalk Outlines, and we're not seeing Evidence Collectors. I think I'll take another Bite Down on Crime over Insidious Roots. Number 2 on the splash. Ooh, now they're all here. We've got Evidence Examiner, and we've got Vitu-Ghazi Inspector. A Maverick. Yeah, I would have loved all these cards. I've been wanting an Evidence Examiner, so let's go ahead and take this one. And what can we get in our second to last pack? Assassin's Trophy, not splashable. 10 Street Gossip, probably not splashable, but I'm not taking a third Smuggler or a first Slime Against Humanity here, so I could take Fairy Snoop, I guess. Let's take Fairy Snoop. Maybe we play that. And our last pick, do we want a Rubble Belt Maverick? Pompous Gadabout, probably not for us. I guess I can take a third Maverick here and really lean into these double collect evidence here, surveillance monitor here, and Vitu-Ghazi Inspector, and really just lean into stocking our graveyard. I'm not going to play Pick Your Poison. I'm also probably not playing Public Thoroughfare. Ooh, Panther and Eliminate the Impossible came back. That's great. I think I'm going to take Panther. It goes super well with all of our Collect Evidence 6 here. Maybe we play Hellion, but probably not. Here's the conundrum. And last pick, Corner. Okay, kind of excited about this one. I'm going to see you after a quick deck build. We'll see where I ended up with the build. Okay, this is where I ended up after building the deck. After building it, I'm not as thrilled with where I ended up. I don't think this is like a tier 1 deck in the format. I think it's a fun deck. We've got Evidence Examiner, Vitu-Ghazi Inspector, Surveillance Monitor, Double Bite Down on Crime as ways to collect evidence with getting paid off in 2 different ways for it. Maverick, Double Maverick dumps it into the yard. They went this way, dumped itself into the yard. Double Vanifar, obviously great. Inspector dumps cards into the yard with 9 detectives. Fairy Snoop is card advantage. Hellion is big. Creeper is big. Glint Weaver gains life. Panther puts itself into the yard. That's probably going to be a 2-drop more often than not. Got some counter spells, bounce spells, draw spells, interactive spells. Playing 17 lands pretty easily. Could even consider 18 in this deck, but think I'm going to stick with 17 for now. And yeah, a little blue-green. Second time playing blue-green. I think the first time I went 4-3. Maybe today we can do at least that. If not, maybe slightly better. Who knows? See you in game 1. All right, here we are. In game 1, starting on the draw with Maverick into Jaded Analyst. And hopefully Maverick can help find us some more lands here. And if it doesn't, Topiary Panther can do the work. I wonder why Bite Down on Crime is highlighted already. We don't have anything in our yard. It's kind of strange. Who knows? I haven't played with this card yet once this format. Ooh, both of these are good. Okay. Tunnel Tipster's a better play, I think. And then we hit our third land drop. So I'm going to keep both of them, actually. Oh, what a surprise. White aggro. Okay. Alright, we got 4 mana. I'm not going to Surveillance Monitor here because I would like to be able to at least get the Thopter. So I think I'm going to Jaded Analyst and then cycle Topiary Panther, and then I can collect evidence next turn. So let's do this. And we'll have to decide how we want to collect evidence. If we want to do this first, because Bite Down on Crime just costs 2 less is really all it does. So if we're just going to use the mana anyway, might be able to kill something. Alright, happy to trade. Sanguine Savior gaining some life. That's okay. Because what else do you have, though? The -2, -0? That doesn't do much here. Them gaining 4 life isn't going to be the end of the world for us. If we can make it to the late game, that's probably going to be better for us than it would be for them. Okay, not bad draw. We can also Surveillance Monitor after this. Let's see what we can find to put into the yard. Oh, unfortunately, I can't put Vanifar into the yard. It's too good, I think. I mean, I guess I could. Works well with Surveillance Monitor. We have another one. We don't have a lot of colorless creatures right now. You know, I think I actually will. Gotta play for now, not for later. So let's collect evidence 4. Get a Thopter here. And taste my 1. This is kind of deceptive that they keep showing this as 1 and a green. Sure. I'll double trade here. That's why we did what we did, I suppose. I will cloak the Hellion here, because it can still flip up on its own. Let's re-cloak again. Turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. So we could turn this into a 2/2 creature here, but probably rather use this as removal. See, that just lets us flip up the Hellion if we want to. Don't know what they got going on over here. Could be a combat trick, but might not be the end of the world. Okay, let's do this. And they're taking, what, like 15 points of damage now or something? Surveillance monitor of your own, and they can, in fact, investigate, or I guess, collect evidence. Get a Thopter. Take 2. I will choose to cloak this island here. Let's go ahead and do this. And then don't collect evidence. Why is it? This has got to be some sort of glitch or something. Yeah, it should cost a full 4. Let's see if they bounce the Maverick. Okay, -2, -0. Okay, that is what they had. So I guess I should have gone over here. I just didn't want them to, like, bounce my creature in response to me doing that. Alright, go to 7, get a counter. And probably be good enough at this point. On the job, gain some life, and lose. Alright. That works for me. Worked out. Been to Vannifar, got a Vannifar. Why not just get 2 of the same mythics in the same deck? It's on easy mode. Alright, we're up first, this time with Snoop on 3, and Reasonable Doubt if they've got a 2-drop. So let's see what their first land is. They will more than likely have a 2-drop. Red-white? Red-green. Alright, goodbye Tunnel Tipster. And submit 0. Let's do this. This one seems a little bit better, actually. I will take action, and ooh, that seems pretty good too. Might just get rid of unauthorized exit. I do like land drops as well. Alright, colorless land. While we're waiting for this game to get going here, if you are watching the video and are not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for 7 days of limited content each week. I guess it's 6 days of limited content. I do 5 premiere drafts as you're watching now, Monday through Friday. Sunday we also have a wildcard video that is more than often limited. And Saturday we do AI deck build historic brawl. See what we can do here. I'll bin the Panther, and you know what? I'll bin both. Why not? Draw a card. Oof. I like all these things. Nah, I guess I'll do the other inspector, and then we'll do this one here. And go get a blue. And I do not feel like trading with that one. So, yeah, if you aren't yet subscribed and you enjoyed the content here on the channel and enjoying the video today and enjoying the other videos you might have or might not have seen, then go ahead and subscribe. It's absolutely free for you. It helps out the analytics of the channel and helps me grow and produce more and more exciting content for you all as well. I also have a Patreon with a link in the description. If you feel like giving back in that way, you also do get rewards for whatever tier you do happen to join. So you can check that out, and thanks for your consideration ahead of time. Alright, let's do Disguise, Crack a Clue. See if we hit a land drop here. If we do, we'll play the land. We did not. Still not going to block it. Happy to eat a combat trick if I flip up Fairy Snoop or even just trade with Jaded Analyst or something like that. Either of those are fine with me too. Okay, they are missing land drops. So let's do this here. Alright, guess we're doing this then now. Let's cloak the Glint Weaver. And now Vanifar gives us 2/2s every single turn that we can just flip up for free, basically. And I guess Vanifar is that good. They were also just missing land drops, so I guess they didn't really want to play that one out. Alright, starting on the draw here, have Jaded Analyst on 2. We are on the draw, so we have a better chance to find green here, and Jaded Analyst can just trade off. And we've got the green anyway, so never didn't have it. So let's just do Jaded Analyst, see if they have a counter spell. Looks like they don't, or a bounce spell. That's always good news for us. Beginning of combat on your turn, you may collect evidence 4. We can't do that with either of these here. So let's just get this thing down now. And can't attack or anything, so... Ooh, triple island. Either mono blue or color screwed. Could be one or the other. Haven't seen a monocolored deck yet this format. Could they be the first? Let's go ahead and cloak Glint Weaver here. Ooh, alright, they're going to be churning through their deck. Getting rid of 2 sprites in a row. Interesting. And an island. Okay, they might actually just be mono blue. Nope. Okay, there you go. Alright, let's, I think I'm just going to cast out cold this turn. And then we have evidence to collect next turn with Evidence Examiner. Double Vanifar. Sure. See what we draw here. Land is fine. I could actually use lands. I'm actually going to choose to cloak the other Vanifar. And then I do believe I will collect evidence for here. Okay. And at this point, no, I think I'll just hold back Evidence Examiner. I think I'll just crack the clue. I don't need to, I can't collect evidence on this, and there's probably more things I would rather kill. At some point I'm wondering if I should start putting counters on these things instead of cloaking more cards, but a free 2/2 from your hand every single turn is also pretty good, because everything I put in, I can flip up for more mana later, so I just want to find my land drops here. Oh, a murder and no black mana. Interesting. Another bite down on crime. And a fairy snoop. I still can't flip these things. I would very much like to... I can't even cast this and flip it up either. So I guess I can flip it up if I cloak it with Vanifar, though. But then I can't cast Bite Down on Crime, because I have no cards in the yard. No attacks. I guess I could just play this as a 1/3 reach here. Yeah, that's fine. And I can go super wide. And then end the turn, flip up Fairy Snoop. Collecting more evidence. I might have to kill this thing, but I have so much mana I need to use here. They're just churning through their whole deck with this double Inspector. Oof. Alright, I'll put that into my hand, that into the graveyard. Now I could flip up a Hellion. Unfortunately, this isn't going to trigger. I just realized that. Y'all probably thought about that earlier. When I did choose to cloak it, which is not great. But let's go ahead and... let's actually just pay full price for this. Pay full, +2/+0. Let's go. Here to here. combat. I think I'm going to start putting counters. I'd like to keep these things and then collect evidence 4. Scene of the crime. And cold case cracker. Would I rather crack a clue or cast unauthorized exit here? I could just bounce their cold case cracker and just make them pay 4 mana again. But I could also try to blow them out with some sort of combat trick or something. I think I will cloak the land here now. Sure, I guess I can collect evidence 6. And I just have so many things I want to do with my mana here. I should probably be being a little bit more aggressive than this. I don't know. I'm just kind of... I enjoy playing with my food here. Coerced to kill. Could bounce it to my hand. Okay. I could have flipped this one up as well. All right, let's start here. Let's cast this thing. Investigate. Don't play the land. Cloak the land. Sure. I just love spinning my wheels with this here. Oh, they got another one. Okay. Sure. You done did it. Good news is I have a second. I think I'll probably use Bite Down on Crime to kill their Vannifar now. Oh man. Do we have collect evidence 6? No, so we have to pay the full 4 here. Okay, that's fine. So we'll do this. We'll go... Are we going to attack with anything? We gotta start attacking at some point. They do still... deck before we do, interestingly. Okay. Yeah, at some point it's just gonna be fine. To start swinging in. Alright, down goes Vannifar. Darn, we didn't get enough value out of her. So I can't flip either of those. Those are going to stay as 3/3. So those are going to start attacking for sure. Let's see what happens here. Let's do this. Here, I guess, and then we can start swinging in. Probably not going to swing in with this. This is not great to flip up. It only gives it +1/+1 because it doesn't actually do anything anymore. So let's go to combat. Double Vanifar. Sure, I'll just give myself some more clues. At this point now, they do still deck first. So let's go here, 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 this, this, and then just start getting in. But I feel like we have enough pressure at this point. It's probably okay. So everything's just trading, it looks like. Yeah, so we're just trading everything here. All right, go to damage. Let's whittle down this board a little bit. You're going to be left with a 2/2 and a clue. And I'm going to be left with 4 creatures here, I guess. Wow, that all happened quickly. And then end the turn. 11 cards left in deck. They're still at 20, but we did just get rid of, like, their entire board. Curious Cadaver. Go ahead and cycle that. Vengeful Creeper, not too bad. Surveillance Monitor, not too bad. At what point do I just want to be flipping this thing now? So, this is a detective. Yeah, I do have to watch out on my library a little bit. So let's do this. I don't think I'm going to loot with the inspector. I don't really need to. I guess if this trades for both of those creatures, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Gotta start attacking a little bit. And I guess to be mana efficient here, I'll just do this. And again, I don't think I'd feel like looting. We have all the card draw that we need. Okay, trade it off. They go to 8. And just play another creature. And do they have something such as a board wipe? They do not. Looks like we got it. All right. I probably should have won that like 10 minutes ago, but I enjoyed cloaking all the cards from my hand and playing double Vanifar and flipping it and investigating 16 times. It was a lot of fun. Nice little opening hand here. Maverick on 1. Potentially Deduce on 2. Inspector could, if we get lucky with the Maverick flip, collect evidence on 2. I like reason. Oh, I like both of these. Yeah, I'm just going to keep those. Maverick is basically here to dump things into our yard, but I don't know if I like the cards. I'm just going to, you know. Ugh. Now I wish I was on the play, but can never be so lucky. I think I'm just going to counter whatever they play, and if they don't, I will cast Deduce here. do this and cast for, or get it for green, I guess. Investigate, and we're not blocking. So next turn we'll have 5 mana. You know, we've got a lot of good draws in the deck. We don't have power in the hand yet. This can't collect evidence 6 yet, just 5. But there's kind of a threshold we need to hit where we just kind of get enough permanents on the battlefield that it becomes difficult for these white aggressive decks to get through. Oh, wow. Going hard. Trying to get me dead quick here. That is a great one. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and cast it. Probably just cloak the land, I think. I could cloak the Inspector. It can turn up. We just can't collect evidence with it. You know what? I think lands are too good. I'm going to go ahead and cloak the Inspector. And if it trades for Neighborhood Guardian, then that's also fine. I'm not going to block Neighborhood Guardian with Vannifar. They've proven they are willing to use combat tricks. Specifically leaving up 2 black. Does that mean it's a disguised creature that can flip up for 2 black, like the 2/1 lifelinker maybe? Oh no, they're just gonna go to kill that. Alright, well that's actually kind of fine. Because, interestingly, they also could have cast Slice from Shadows on Vannifar there for 5 mana. But chose not to. Do they have another way to remove Vannifar? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I see why they did what they did. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Now we're out of gas again. Alright, guess we kind of have to do this. And what are we hoping to draw at this point? I mean, I don't really know. No more lands. I guess we got 7 of those. Another Vannifar would be fine. That's not great for us. That's not it. Alright, here comes the land part of the game, where we just find all of them. Guess I should have attacked with Fairy Snoop. I don't know, it doesn't, I mean, probably gonna have to be chump blocking here till we find more Vannifars. And by more, I mean the other one in our deck. Alright, see if you got a combat trick, I guess. Looks like they do. Alright, Fairy Snoop down. Okay, that's something. And that's another thing. Alright, those were a couple of pretty darn good draws there. So collect evidence 4, so we'll do I guess just Vanifar. We don't have interaction with our graveyard here. So do that, and then do this. I don't think I'm going to put the counter anywhere. So let's just collect evidence 4 again. Get a clue, get another Thopter. Get in here and potentially just be chumping with these Thopters because we're going to get at least one more each turn. As long as we have enough gas over here, which we currently have 2 more turns of collecting evidence. And we've got more cards coming with clues. Lots of good cards we could draw. So let's just chump this one here. Didn't have a combat trick this time. No instants in hand. And no plays. Out cold. Very good draw. Draw a forest. Is this more valuable in our graveyard for collecting evidence? Honestly, I think it might be. Actually, it is. Okay, so... let's just choose to play a land, collect evidence 4. Get another Thopter. And attack with that one, I guess. And then we can out cold. We can also do that, I guess, now too. Yeah, don't need those. And end the turn. I'll out cold both of these creatures here, and then we have a bunch of attacks. Land and no other play, you say? Okay. Alright. Collect evidence 4. Get another Thopter. Get another clue. Get on in there, and there's the value. Found just about all of our lands that game, but we did need almost all of them all the time. Okay, here we go. First again. Hand is great. Got Vanifar on 4. Can either Cycle Panther or cast Deduce on 2. Probably Cycle Panther. Oof. Now we've got Vanifar on 3. I'm not sure I could have crafted a better hand than this. Let's see if this survives, though. In Black-Red, Runebrand, Juggler. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. I will do Vanifar, and I will do... Inspector, I guess? We've got the combo here, too. Alright, please don't have removal for Vanifar, at least. No attacks, that's always great. Playing against an aggro deck and they don't attack you, that's good news. And then they play a Smuggler's Copter. That's less good. Vengeful Creeper's good, though. Let's do Topiary Panther Cycle. Gotta hit our land drops, we know that. We've figured that much out. I could cast Deduce, or I could cast Bite Down on Crime. Copter's going to be great, but Vengeful Creeper can flip, potentially next turn if we find a land. let's do this. Let's go bite down on crime. This thing so that Vanifar can continue to live. Oop, didn't hit the right button. Sorry. I go to the right side. Here to here. See if they want to animate Copter. Okay. If you want to trade your Copter for my 4-2, I'll do that gladly. They're chumping? Oh, do they also have toxin analysis? They've got to have toxin analysis here. Ah, darn. Okay, well, they figured out an answer to it. But we did get rid of Smuggler's Copter. I didn't expect them to have toxin analysis, so good on you for that. We still got quite a formidable board here. Tunnel Tipster down. Mask Maker and Disguise a Creature? If so, I mean, they've got the curve too. No? Okay. Sure. Alright, let's just do this. Can't say I expected toxin analysis to be the play. So that was not great for us. Judith, that's also not great for us. No. I'll just let that hit us. What do we do about Judith? The answer right now is unfortunately nothing. All right, let's lose to Judith here now, I guess. Suspect itself and have 3 mana left for a disguised creature. Sure. We can destroy Blood Spatter analysis here by flipping this up. It's just, do I want to use my mana that way this turn? Oh, nice. Oh, that would have been great. I think I'll just let this happen this turn. And then 1, 2, 3. I can't even flip this thing up though, is the problem. And then I can bounce Judith. Wait, why did I not attack with that? No reason. That was a mistake. Okay. Forgot to attack with the Thopter. My bad. And then before they have a chance to draw another interactive spell, I can make them just waste their whole turn recasting Judith here. Yeah, that just puts counters on everything, so I guess I'll keep a Vanifar. See if they replay Judith here. Oh, these things can't even block either. Still don't have great attacks. Even if I put counters on things here, so... Judith versus Vanifar. Which of... Does good or evil win? I don't know. Is Vanifar even good? I assume Judith is on the evil side. Legend versus legend. It's almost like Commander, right? Basilica Stalker. Okay, that's fine. None of your creatures can block anymore. So much so that, like, you might be dead. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... Yeah, that's just lethal. Okay. Wow, that was powerful. I'd also put a counter on the Thopter. Synergy. Well, we've had some pretty darn nice starting hands so far, and Maverick into Tipster into Disguise a Hellion is just a fine enough hand here. So let's do Maverick, and yeah, I think we can put both of those into the yard here. We'll find more lands, and don't need that Maverick. Black, green, Tunnel, Tipster. Yeah. I guess I do the same here. Now next turn I play a face down Hellion and put a counter on something. Ooh, they missed a land drop though. Interesting. So let's do this and then put a counter here. And then attack with it. And I would be fine trading here so that I can get 7 mana value in the yard. Surveillance Monitor next turn can also make a Thopter. Okay, down goes Tunnel Tipster. They're still mana screwed though. Well, actually, is this a race I want to race? Yeah, actually, I think I'd rather race here. They're down on mana. Let's just do this then. I'd rather keep my lands. That also guarantees we can collect evidence next turn, get a Thopter. Lands are important. Gonna kill the Inspector, I assume. Sure, take 2. Just go ahead and do this here. Alright, they're finding their lands. Let's see what they can do with them. Killer Among Us. Well, that is much better when you're on the aggressive side of things, which I don't think they currently are. So why don't we just get on in there? So clearly they've chosen Merfolk here. Crawl Whisper has reach, notably. It also just kills our Thopter anyway, so sure. And a creature that can't block. Okay. I think they have a Nervous Gardener here. They're getting priority right now for just 1 green. Oh, I guess it could be 2 green, so it could be a multiple number of things here. Okay, so we're left with a 6/5 and a 6/7 here, both lethal creatures, and they're left with a 2/1 that can't block. Oh, they have +3/+0 or something? What do they have? Oh. Can't say I've ever seen that card cast. Get a leg up. Target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and gains reach. Alright, good for you. Don't care about that. They have to chump here. I'm gonna remove that and then bite down on crime that thing, and then Tunnel Tipster has to chump the Rift Burst Hellion. Now they just lose, I guess, potentially. And there we go. All right. Moving up to 6-0 here. Beat Yawgmoth himself. Impressive. Starting on the play here with Reasonable Doubt to counter a potential 2-drop Inspector to help smooth out our draws going forward. And we'll see what we can do. I'm probably going to play... I don't know what I'm going to play on 3. I guess it could depend what I draw. If I miss land drops, if I don't have lands. We'll see. Ooh. Double Surveil land to start, sure. Vannifar is good. Let's go ahead and play this. Loot. Honestly, I think I'm going to get rid of the Hellion, and the reason is because we have so much collect evidence, and that being in the yard isn't too bad for us. That's also totally fine, because now Vannifar gets to do her thing. Ooh, and we can choose to cloak this thing, which can then eventually destroy that to get it back. Let's see if Vannifar survives here now. Okay, good, good. Why is this giving me the option to flip it up right now? Oh, because it's cloaked, so I can flip it up for its mana cost. Pretty good. So let's do this here. And then flip it up for the cloak. Destroy that, get that back, eat that. Take action. And yeah, that was a turn of events. Really hope they don't have the board wipe, no witnesses here. That would really not be fun. Okay, okay, they had Doppelgang. They've got a Vanifar now. I will be able to kill it. I'd rather hold up Reasonable Doubt here at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I think I'm going to put a counter. I don't want to cloak either of these cards. I think I'm going to put a counter on this thing, which means I do this, killing that. And then could flip this up if I wanted to, and there's the power of Vanifar and our first 7-0 deck in the format with, believe it or not, Simic. Simic got a 7-0. I haven't had a 7-0 on the channel in a while. If that doesn't deserve a subscribe, I don't know what does. A double Vanifar 7-0 Simic deck. Gotta love it. Gotta love Magic the Gathering, and especially when decks like this are good in format. So hope you enjoyed this one here today. It was certainly a fun one, and certainly an interesting one for all of you to see. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.